What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to a brand new episode of Maximus the Fourth. What I have here today is an authentic can of cherry Coke that is probably from the 80s. Just take a look at this can real quick if you would. You notice there is lovers, the girl and the guy is right there next to a truck. And then there's a boombox right there, which is very old school. Taking a look at this can, at the very bottom, it says February 93, followed by another series of numbers. Now, at first, that 93 might have made me think that was a 1993. But I'm pretty sure that this can is much older than that. I actually won this can in the same lot of where I found that sealed can of cherry Pepsi. Now, if you take a look at this can very closely, note that back in the 80s, one-piece bathing suits were much more popular back then. And also, taking a look at this boombox, those were also very big back in the 80s. Just altogether, looking at this can, the style of it, and even looking at that rust at the very bottom, there's even some rust right there, I think, and right here, or that's where. Now, the rust is pretty evident, and really old, aged rust, they call that patina. And actually, any items that have patina on them are more valuable. So, for instance, if you found like a bayonet from World War II, which I have, it actually might have been from Germany because there's a Nazi symbol. The swastika sign is carved on it. Somebody actually tried to resharpen that knife and left a big freaking mark, a big chrome mark all over the patina blade, and it devalued the living hell out of it. So because of that, that knife isn't worth as much, that bayonet that I have that my mom found. So yeah, that rust is not at all a bad thing. That patina definitely makes the can more valuable. So off of deductive reasoning, I'm pretty sure that this is a can of cherry Coke from the 80s. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you guys a taste test of this 1980s cherry Coke, and then the cherry Coke of modern day new as of today of 2023. But before I get into that, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the backstory on cherry Coke to let you know exactly the history behind it and how it was first released. So let's get into that first. Dating back in 1982, there was this annual fairgrounds gathering that was located in Nashville, Tennessee. Coca-Cola just so happened to be there. And what they were doing is they were putting together this taste testing lab because they wanted to come out with a brand new flavor in order to compete with Dr. Pepper. So what they did is they came out with 4 brand new flavors called Coca-Cola Lime, Coca-Cola Lemon, Vanilla Coke, and Cherry Coke. By the time the taste testing campaign was all said and done, Cherry Coke was the undisputed winner. And I believe 3 years later, in 1985, Cherry Coke was finally released for good. And just hours after PepsiCo had dropped Cherry Pepsi in Ontario, Canada, Coca-Cola then dropped their Cherry Coke, and Pepsi beat them just by hours, which is an incredible story because Cherry Coke, Coca-Cola themselves was way ahead of Pepsi. So that is the legacy and the birth behind Cherry Coke. And now there's really nothing else to do but to open up this bad boy and see exactly what we're dealing with. What's it going to taste like? Are the ingredients different? Are they the same? Are they retro? Are they not? I don't know. But maybe we can just take a look at the ingredients here and see what we can find. Okay, so let's read the ingredients here. On this old school 80s can of cherry Coke, on the ingredients it says water, sugar, Kulzer, clear of, what in the world is that, German? Caramel, Videnskier in Smackstoff Caffeine, verpackt met toestemming van de Coca-Cola Company door Lico BV Boedgraven Holland. From Holland is what this thing looks like it's from. What? I don't know where this thing's from, to be honest. I couldn't even read that. Anyways, the modern day one says carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, caramel color, phosphoric acid, natural flavors, caffeine content. Let's look at this side by side. Yeah, it does say caramel, except it's a K because it's from Holland or Germany. I think it's from Holland though. Yeah, it says caramel. Does it say phosphoric acid? I'm not sure, but it does say the caffeine thing too. So I don't know. I don't know if these ingredients are the same because I can't even read them. But there's only one way to really find out. But maybe it might taste different just because it's really old. Either way, let's get into this once and for all, and see how it tastes. Whew, I had to open that really carefully, otherwise that push tab would have really broken off. Okay, I can definitely smell the age to it, for sure. Ugh. Not very good. That has got some crazy age to it, let me tell you. Yep, the fizz is gone. Unfortunately, this one, it did not hold its seal like the cherry Pepsi did. Oh, man, that's so unfortunate. If there was fizz in this could have tasted better for sure. So it doesn't taste horribly bad now that I've had 2 or 3 sips to adapt to the old school taste. It's decent. It's definitely got a flatter taste because the fizz is gone, but the sugar is definitely still there. Let's give this modern cherry Coke of today a whirl. Okay, I think that's about all I need to taste in order to know what I'm talking about here. I will finish the rest of this cherry Coke just because it's so old, and the chances of me ever finding a sealed, unopened can of cherry Coke again is probably never going to happen. One more sip of this one. Well, guys, I'm pretty sure that these are pretty identical as far as the taste goes. The only difference is that this cherry Coke is anywhere between 38 to 34 years older than the cherry Coke of new. But I'm pretty confident that they're probably using the same ingredients. I don't know for sure. That's just my theory. But other than the aged taste of this cherry Coke, I really couldn't taste much of a difference. So at the end of the day, what does 1985 cherry Coke taste like compared to cherry Coke of today? It pretty much tastes the same. It's just aged and has a very evident aged taste. So that's it, you guys. That was 1985 cherry Coke versus 2023 cherry Coke, and they taste pretty much the same. I thank you all for watching. If you guys can, do me a large favor, and if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and share it for me to help raise the awareness of old school cherry Coke versus modern day cherry Coke, because YouTube is just so wonderful about recommending my videos. Again, I always go home with a staggering audience by the millions of views, or just a couple hundred, sometimes in the thousands if I'm lucky. Maximus the Fourth here, signing out. I'll see you guys next time.